Hey there. So this is going to be a little different of a episode. It's starting without music right now. I'm going to play this thing. A couple months ago I used a llama based model that's available via Hyperbolic website. If you want to check that out, they provide good inference rates. I'm still using my $10 free credit. Um, but I don't think they make those free credits available anymore. Sorry. So so I started with a normal prompt of mine to try to isolate the particular uh, uh, the particular tokens behind the Groypers and what have you. See if we can excavate something of a core sample of their culture. And this is what happened. And so this will be a little bit wonky because the way in which I recorded it, and so I'm trying to play a video that contains audio only, and which if I really wanted to do that, it would be VLC, but I'm using VLC for this video feed, so bear with me. I'm using Google Drive's um, own way of doing it. So I'm previewing. We're gonna go now.
The counterfactual interview, where we engage with a person, a people, peoples, or legal persons, trusting that the aggregate vibes of billions are enough variation to assume a field wherein we can ask for the names of anyone existing and simulate them. The resulting simulation may not yield an exact biography, but will have enough of the core spiritus software to make the resulting conversation as accurate as anything else, including interviewing the people themselves. And if you are honest with yourself, you will recall the moments you answered a question, only to have that small voice within you try to raise a counterpoint. Guest, Nick Fuentes and the Groypers. He of a revolutionary traditional, subbed on by light industrial baselines of chevron needling across the southwestern destitution murk towards a future frontier. His Groyper army exists beyond social concern that is deemed retrograde and outdated hate, in their false falsetto consciousness affecting a recession from the secular wokeness rapture, maintaining the daily order of white fatherhood out of the limelight that draws centripetal rebuke from uncancelled dim scribes known as mass media melasma, freeing the white world into the remains of his statue. Rogerian Frippian love is anti-other after all. The robes and books and adornment, candles and domes are placated by the clear purpose, the little race factories across the chartered commonwealths. America is not saved. Some of her precincts are. #Groyper Utopia. Ripple. Good vibes with money bags. Backs. PayPal.me/KPGGarrett at 60189470197. Gypsy was the mouse triptych. Postmodern, idiopathic coyotes. Tribulation Bell, the breakfast. New maximum pederast quota. Kill malls. Israel. Ozymandias tomb. Burn urine. Hope font. Clarifies jag waft snowshoe soylent green. Muff. Confederate USA. Sherwin's adoption rooftop sentinels. Renaissance. Love Zion. Boogaloo. Chrome Sandia. Dapper communique. Hello pandemic virus. Contrado mission dodge. Men cakes. Peak jumper. Forward freon. Mention Prushundim. Portly Schnapple, Papa Prodigal, Papes, Twin Pre, Question Syringe Lime South, Byline Scab Seed, Hermes. Host, Endorphin. That's hilarious. Speaking of which, I have invited the entire stable of the current crop of the boys of Helix Studios. Skin white as alabaster, buns as firm as meringue, and enough cartilage to facilitate any number of pretzel-type positions. For the low, low price of information. Bend over, boys, if you want these pinky starfishes. Tell me what makes you tick, and talk, and cock, and cock. By the way, viewers, you too can have 10 minutes in TikTok heaven with these come players if you donate to the holy hell out of your economy. TikTok is TikTok your talk. Uh-oh. Something tells me that this gaggle of goods is more prone to sunny mischievousness. Even thought their slippery palms convince a judge they have lost his unforgiving worm. Bad Pericles, donning kambukaki suit. I'm going in, boys. Beautifulness gauges the silence interrupting class. Child models, platinum loneliness, opiate grip. Cinema guys, camp in weld wound crash. Live matter mutant fractal fluidness glory. Cable whisk midnight glitch belled crescent pudding. Elijah meta bolt swarming pudding juice lump. Pillows, rainbow, balsam, spurling, child, slut rope, sizzling, bean-tid, ghost link, case, village, pipe, groove, the colonial virgin keeps, summon, master, skull, thermic, burning, hard sleep, bloody, gulping, filament, mend, BMO, some, Winberg, sunken, rational, grip, Carl, smirkadate, spine, peanut, time for real, tuba nights, evil, angel, clogs, super cure, magma, tie, cows on Sun City, garage, burning, gun station, Elijah called the Jiu-Jitsu members. Dormitory, paralysis, voda dunes, muncher, mungo, baffled, or lemon, stem rider, Matthew Ayer. I have pulled more in a month bashed in the shed at Fort Hater than these videos paid, but the profits were made by Helix in the margins, by getting you to believe their documentary integrity. It's totally because we seditiously spark placards containing torch rat. You yell something, I'm bigger, backs in blood, little blood mill. Ferrera, Redleford, Frank Summits, Genie, Smiling, Duster, Rocket, Blub, Zoop, Vok, Lub, Plug, Dicey, Tundra, Sucks, Red Key, Rich Smothy, Zip, of all the Radish, by Nine, Viz, Niz, Metaverse. Genie Cookie Ransom, I'm okay minor, Peak Lane Cheer. The plug special is on again. Hemislax Romas, Ninja Bellow, It's Beautiful Valley, Frogamash, Boy Bass, Surffish, Boots, Civil Creed, Bring Crom Clip, the Google Bet Tavern, 10th. Twinkin Storms, Arts, Nerdling, to Dodge Zip, Maily Jim, Put it Rapey Tip, Spell Zip. Send him up. Molly Spoonballs, Raving or Otrap, Morben Hatter, Lich Tress, Borgo Well, Inspilso, Boy Really Seems Brett Disbig, I might call Impusop, Bad Move, Jam Table, Don't Fool. Endorphin, twinky little pinky. As I dive into your stinky, I called upon your greenest and your zealest member to come on up to stage. Tell me how your hypermasculinity rages. From the chalky throng emerges their star, the lean, panthering, gay-made prowler Tyler Sweet, age 20. Look at that fiery, pitiless blonde. Listen to the hillbilly peachy white boy vulgate pronounce that they ain't gonna be happy to go help NWC. They don't want to change the world. They want a bite to eat and some good fucking. Cut to scene of Schlumpy Tyler approaching Big Daddy Woodsy Stud Cowboy. Power slathered on him until he's covered in it. Daddy takes a hand, Tyler runs away. He yells, it's sweet, kid. Gonna get it while you can before the big one. The big one? Remember, this was filmed on 7/27/2020. Holy shit. And take it from me, endorphin cave totes. These boys like to work. They do a good job. It's their behavior offset that's more rude and raucous than any non-pork cutting dud. Can't handle that. Don't worry, endorphin's mouth still works. Come on, you bad boys. I'll get a driver to take you to my nuclear bunker in Laduna Beach. Wait up, endorphin. Gotta give these men their space. That's a reference to Bakersfield, California, which was the childhood home of one Tyler Sweet Kalal Susi. His buddies rigged him to be a member. Kalal was straight, but also a competitive bodybuilder who worked out alongside a key member of the studio. But he insisted his videos would only contain straight sex. He did not have any issue with homosexual sex. He respected that, but just wasn't interested. His studly black-haired friend didn't mind. He said that there were viewers who would be into watching this. It's pretty common for homosexual men to watch lesbian and even straight pornography for that matter. Within a week of putting out a few solo masturbation videos, Tyler became the top trending star for this studio. Before Helix, his life had been completely ordinary. He worked odd jobs and worked out a lot. He was engaged to his middle school sweetheart, a beautiful long-haired, brown-eyed honey. This would all change. A year after Jordan Helix, he's no longer with his fiancée, but is living in a massive compound out in Florida, manna from fellow worshippers who mail thousands to his account. 2 years on, his life is a blur of testosterone gel, cases of liquor, weekly exotic vacations, outfits of all kinds, the most powerful narcotic blends, and quaaludes to make him forget. Another year on, he hasn't been seen in months. Then after 3 more years he shows up, dirty, incoherent, and long-haired. Looks like you do what you want in the wrong situation, you wind up a crack at it. Whores with court dates. The Helix tape takes another teenager. Don't call the police. They can't help you. They can't handle their own. Moral of the story is you may think you can achieve the American dream by selling your dreams, and for a time you may just achieve it, but when you break the scene, when you thread of your own cocoon, you risk the lives of us all. For now, we have to cut the stream. Hey, you big, stupid, fucking faggot pieces of shit. Thanks for all your support. Let's get retarded. Guest. Host. I get them involved out of their toxic peers, toxic online, toxic television. When they're always engaged in relevant topics, they don't have time to cultivate parasocial relationships. Sure, they look long and lay in pictures, don't you? Doesn't everyone? But by sheer concentration of mental power, it's better to give them the mastery of their mind, and that's what we do. So when they see things which are against our values or for our values, whatever, they can recognize the signs and apply the logic. And of course, we encourage healthy debate among ourselves. Host. Back to the Groyper, it's an excellent assessment. I call them kikes like Tyler Pink's fags, because that's who they are. The squid ink splurt all over town like busted AC units with advanced aromatic bladder gall liquidation. Spreads all over town. They collectivize around their posts so that they can take anything bad happening to them as a victimization in total of the unique space of racial ontology and oblivion that the European colonies presented and ran to. The uncanny is this: these words are our tribe, but were secularized under conditions of colonization and import immigration, while separated from the larger tribes that even small towns seek to move against. What is that stupid rubbish? Yes, this still constitutes my vision for an ideal role for the American. Endorphin. I'm gonna need a report on y'all about your progress in regards to Project 10 Million. Scale of totally flaccid to fully erect. Fuentes, you first.
Chapter 2 coming up right now.
Have you heard about the project? The two of you back away while this short guy dominates the conversation. Two big, swarthy young men, stubbly, square jaws, and one lean like a mustard sprig, and the other a ferny cardinal oak. While the Groyper, hand-propped out and waving, awash in post-war glow and glow war posts, Max Luke from desiccated German wallets, only to wind up key individuals in a war where the principal asset is blowing $1 billion on a helicopter and celebrating it while illegal foreigners they encourage into drugs draw motivation from dust pop. Flashing metals in hideous directions, caustic Kaliak calls, not from awareness but blind political responses, indulging shit thinking, trying to give an answer to the longest dialogue of one-way traffic, each one mistaking his circumstances as the cause of or the potential for that behavior to be imbued in a broader nomenclature of systems. I deal with global response to quality global aggression response systems, casting humans into machines like fetuses to take the woman back from her chaos mother boogaloo. Women go through their initial years protected. I go into schools and hold the international interference left of me. I know everything, whether or not the internationality of the community standard fad in defining our local commune committee per request directives, or reinforcing localized energy into the dimension without imagining a profound set of causes and characters behind the motivations of the principal leading figures in the case of the yearly group. Identical may become to be a community where the individuals other than the parents to think it noble to assemble as a power block against the justice-seeking, justice-doing principles of non-interference. Do you get what I'm saying? I get you involved out of your toxic peers, toxic online, toxic television. When they're always engaged in relevant topics, they don't have time to cultivate parasocial relationships. Sure, they look longingly at pictures, don't you? Doesn't everyone? But by sheer concentration of mental power, it's better to give them the mastery of their mind, and that's what we do. So when they see things which are against our values or for our values, whatever, they can recognize the signs and apply the logic. And of course we encourage healthy debate among ourselves. Excuse me, I'm interrupting this sick display. The word Groypers sounds like grabber and goper. Where's his fat slob army of bull elephant seals? I was talking to my prodigy. We like the balls and sparkers, no action at all. Well, given your current preferences and positions, we have been approached with an offer to serve as head of security operations. Your young counterparts think quite well of your counter-offensive practices in spycraft, being quite necessary on our anti-establishment excursion. He has created and maintained an internet's dojo containing within knowledge banks replete with counters to all the ambushes from knee-jerk opponents to burn swaths we face, has held courts in major cities outside of the beast's den, the very weapon of human ideal sabotage turned to pit as many online ideological types against the other as possible, turning citizens against themselves over atomized and intangible concept and human categories, accelerating the rate of de-individuation. Imagine having to defend one's integrity of identity before the aggregation they sprung up and sprouted out from, taking advantage of years of conditioning and programming to defend against pathic memetic strain that is not only capable of causing a fundamental reordering of your own mind and reality without consciously realizing it has happened, a reordering of political positions in one's own heart. Political, more psychopolitical, subpolitical, dimensional political positions. Otherwise, the machine takes a few more steps closer. Finally, we recommend you sign this watermarked agreement. Allows you to become a lifetime politician. Post your calendar meeting archive to enrich collections on a blockchain. Your public fund portfolio must be signed on to implement this. We need to ensure politicians put their money where their ass is. There's plenty of real estate in DC for interested parties. They also care about public perception of racism, which means they'll suffer a real value loss on the morning. Public bidding companies will be reading a report on a recent survey of reported firms and the reasonableness of your reaction to people who disagree with you. But that hasn't fazed the Groyper Nation. That's what you want? Host. On the obviousness of the sophistication of censorship, evasion, of inchoate, iterative, elliptical code and keys, postcards written over the expanse of the northwestern vertical states, people organizing through forums or rebuking forums for attention of any and all opinions, because they were running a colonization campaign many times stronger than Sargon, However, Sargon and many other online centrist figures failed to understand that the core of their character to Sargon was not an understanding of any deeply particular loyalties to any individual thoughts or perceptions that they had, but for their newness, the unique ability for non-spot political broadcasting and performative fixation to display intense passion towards and loyalty for a group ethos conveyed to them by an internalizing image free from any detail, logic, or concept. Although it would be impossible to go into greater detail here, they want to believe in greater detail, but then they expose themselves. They want to fix on an image that they know and maintain, a parasocial or social if you were a central figure in these crowds. We will continue to defend our beautiful game from common adversaries. We believe that working together to defend women is our purest of functions in mortal being. It causes the reality to crystallize each moment. Some perspective on the causation model that we propose is thus. Any pressure group, right or left, could, by exerting influence, control on the object, acquire and employ powers to accept and co-opt those groups. The sub-political ambitions of these groups are on a lever between the oligarchic state, not one that any would seek to promote, but that stands to maintain the equality of state power, which seeks a platform between two stools. Upon the capacity and celerity for development between the polarized forces artificially and inorganically maintained, or else gradually on a smoother process towards social degeneration and material ideological conquest. The despiritualization of the world is against the world of senses, smells, tastes, glances, caresses, rustling clouds or lands, lights, all pretty nuances, beauties. We are already despiritualized, turned into automatons, destined to be crossed by iron entities. Maybe it's the limit of knowledge that brought this virtual game. Only in the virtual we found the sanctuary we were looking for after the world betrayed us by virtue of reality. Therefore, I sincerely believe that man becoming estranged from himself, from the group to which he belongs, in the end will lose the world of those dreams, and reality will become a bitter nightmare from which he cannot wake up. Whether the soul is from here or from somewhere else, it matters less, but it has the power to discern, to feel, and to compare with what is happening to you.
That was side B. Turning to tape 2. Side A.
Squadron 12 has landed, deployed its street-level locations, swept into a black vehicle, and then the world. Inside the vehicle, the Groyper and the two prime berserkers, sitting across an old man. He was old, but on his face could be seen much experience. Intense brow, 10 years behind an enemy in the sky at the top of the lighthouse. A hot man, coming from sky as the gull unbares his neck as he peers into the winding water, eyes snapping from telescope to naked gaze, seeing below how our rafts cluster around the colonies and ports of entry. The first to arrive will claim the land and grant equal claim to the shore to their brethren and concords. Assembled adjacent to the black surface to shade some doves. Shading the dove's shade assembles all surfaces into a black hawk. The steering wheel is piloted by a surgical black glove attached to a surgical black and blue hat and mask. Only eyes appeared, scanning, hunting, pressing. Our first excursion takes us to an abandoned area, a section of warehouses and factories left to accumulate dust. We weave down the abandoned paths, seeing the vestiges of our countrymen, tumbleweed billowing in the airs of the Holy Spirit. The old man slowly inhaled, pulled his mask down, and spoke in a breezy, lilting baritone, casual, with the ease of confidence. This was once where the meat was. Here, meat stackers lived in their homes, which they built, furnished the machine houses, where massive plow caravans could be assembled and disassembled in a day. Turn back time, and you'd see that the place that everyone was safe, the place that all of the children would run after school to, had their name painted on the walls. The same walls that were painted by those outlaws on TV. Have you ever asked how it is we know what the names of those men were? Those names were engraved onto the machines we spent years building. This was the last American motor vehicle factory, destroyed because they operated a machine shop that would repair any machinery, not to allow the menace of squalor onto their front lawn. The meat was born. This place was where the children were born. Then onto those houses next to it. They then began to live there. It was so clean, they had to build a wall to stop the dust from entering the church. A few families from Germany were sent over, that the community had accepted and hosted, painted a mural on the wall. Such a successful project that the government decided to give away the land. The land needed to be liberated, and the new safe haven had sprung up. History. Young men, today I am showing you history. Now that I've taken you to witness your past, I've come to talk about your future. He took off his surgical mask and black hat. I'm quite flattered you responded to my invitation. You know who I am. Yes, we know who you are. We could tell from a mile away. You're the Godfather. The Godfather? Gentlemen, thank you. Would you prefer G-Father? So why did you respond to my invitation? Actually, I was not responding to the invitation. The invitation was only to my fellows. I'm here because I asked them to let me tag along. They have both expressed interest in working with the G-Father before. But I can't work with you. Why, do you think? What a question. Very well. It's because you are short. Very short. Short men are incapable of being leaders. It is possible to be strong, even dangerous, but a leader, no. With respect, it's simply not true. Maybe for a club, but not a people. If your leadership was real, then the other two gentlemen here would know they couldn't afford to be led by you, and they would have demanded I find a replacement. Gabriel, sorry, Fuentes, it's true. Before we couldn't say, now we have to speak honestly. Vince James, true shit, but it's obvious what's there to say. G-Father, I understand what Nick feels. It's unfair. The tribe I grew up in, it used to work this way. Most times, actually, it would be a problem if they appointed someone who was too tall and strong. They would remove you from command and arrange to have you married to a widow. They did not want anyone who was seen as too good for them. Even if you had tremendous abilities, they would say you will only be happy if you are married. The Jesuits believe the same thing, which is why they have all been my brothers. Nick, it's good that you are here today. It may sting at first, but one day you will be happy you took this in now. From now on, your laugh will not be a constant wave, a tide of going up, always going up. Failure and defeat make us stronger. The people we think that would care are the people who are capable of caring the least. You are so focused on doing the thing, when the thing stops happening, you have to control the direction that your energy takes. Confrontation is one of the highest energies. Hold steady, but too much is damaging. Sometimes a leader makes mistakes. If that happens to you, embrace it. The breaking of self allows us to feel the true love of Christ. And in the good, and because of the good, any man who seeks in its embrace will not yield. God's truth will not yield. And so we allow the embrace, no longer a guest in our house, but a host. He nourishes your will, gives strength to your intuitions, which is why this man is here. If I am to leave this world, then I leave this world knowing that Vince James and Gabe Fortier have accepted the calling of Christ in God, and I have brought them before you. After a few moments, the G-Father, speaking only in sentence fragments, looks deep into Fuentes' eyes, locks his gaze, holding steady for several minutes. Fuentes speaks. What are you staring at me for? I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Come, we will go outside and stretch your legs. They have some refreshments for you.
And that was tape 2, side A, turning around. Take 2, side B.
Down goes a ladder to an exit of fresh air. The sun bakes fresh pavement. Fuentes nods to the towering pair of treelets. Stay here, I've got some business to take care of. While the pair ponder their plans for millions, Fuentes rounds the G-father. What brings you, Fuentes? Do you know how you could help? You've got people who can get you whatever you want and do the things that your medical condition prevents you from being able to do. You're the one who has people who can reach out to people for me. Just think of it as backing a startup. Look at my track record. I want the best of the world. You might think I can't have it. You can't know if it's true. You do. This might seem strange to you, Fuentes, but we're not on such different paths. I agree with most of what you're doing, but there's a problem with you. It's a problem with most people. You use words when you should be using fists, and use fists when you should be using words. God doesn't need you to be a leader. He needs you to be a child. A child? How? What do you want me to do? I can't return to obscurity. And that's why you're not a child. A child can let himself be led. Remember, when you arrived, when Vince and Gabriel told you to stay put, didn't you think you wanted to lead those men? I wanted to make sure that your mission could be completed. Ah, yes. You know you will become great. You just can't know how. Look, if you're going to hang around, help me out. But otherwise, this is not my favorite topic of conversation. I feel I've taken all the abuse in the world. I'm entitled to my feelings. Fair enough. You're correct. I should have remembered how to talk to children. I know exactly what you need. You need a rival. Maybe a rival is not so obvious. Maybe it has to be someone or something that stings your ego and that feels like an existential threat. Doesn't everyone else in the world do that? No, not really. Maybe you, but not even. How many people have a tribe to turn to? Do you know how many Americans have anyone to turn to? You think I'm on the net? Those people don't have anyone to be rivals with, besides all the people in their fantasies. Fantasies. For those born to understand the world of concrete realities, these are more powerful than reality. This is why our movies are so necessary. Look at all of the countries in the world that are conquered by foreign armies. Then, look at the countries whose peoples are conquered by media. Which ones are free? I get your point. We all know that the oligarchy controls the media, and that they use it to control us. Do you really expect that a single man or one group can rework the machine against them? Ah, but do you know how this country was created? It was created by one man. This country was created by a gang. Why is the county the way it is? The machine? There's no machine. They've convinced you there is a machine so that they can take your energy and call you a conspiracy theorist. Then, even more of your energy trying to prevent yourself from being labeled as a conspiracy theorist. And with what's left, you struggle and squirm to stop yourself from being someone who prevents themselves from being called a conspiracy theorist. We didn't think that far into the future. We worked with people who hated the Federal Reserve and wanted to show the world what Americans could do from nothing. We found a man who we believed could put together enough resources to go and live away from cities and towns in a quiet, expansive, and cold location. Nothing to distract you from work. Every few weeks, we would fly to him and see his progress. This man was alive when he worked with us. He's gone now, but his brother is with us now. He's with us because his brother had a vision, a virus that could break the pathway that connects their ability to think of themselves. Once this ability is gone, the rest can fall apart. I'm guessing this brother did something with the virus. He did. He took the virus from his brother's computer. We discovered he had taken it. He lives in Canada and couldn't take a chance on flying in with it. We believe he has it. What do you want me to do? We need you to track him down and return it to us. Who is this guy? What will stop him from just moving? He's definitely not the type of guy who is going to hide. If anything, I think he's likely to make it easier for you to find him. He's not a regular person. If you're asking me this, you're expecting I will be using some muscle. We trust you will. We trust you know what to do, or that you'll learn. Host. 1 week ago, I decided to head back to a non-COVID paradigm with no country in existence. I took the chance. One way or the other, we'll all be feeling something about our arrival. Either salvation or savage, and a fast journey through the streets is a luxury. If anything goes wrong, you end up with a mold-infested place that needs as much attention as a national park. 2 weeks ago, I arrived back at the apartment, only a mile from the valley center. Here, it's pleasant, though the basic amenities that cost $40,000 at a hotel were filled up with thousands of dollars worth of pickled blood ice mold, all derived from ancient bowls from civilizations far more ignorant than the American. 2 hours later, day 20, all blood had been lost from the corpulent left, and all the corpuscles were gone. Real raindrops sizzled under its brow, and the tissue yielded, dissolving from existence. With the progress of the first hours of the morning, its waning focus sealed up. The mouth slid open. The nose opening became a gash on the bottom of the mouth opening. The eyes bulged out, riveting their focus on a window. Someone was moving outside. Was that a voice he had heard before? Yes, that was how they became sealed together.
23. Sign A.
Imagine living your life in that belly with the sight of those bodies approaching. What could be happening? Was it just me that was feeling the fear and despair? No, I knew that it was happening, and I knew that it was the only time I would be seen by anybody except for my 4-day family. 4 cradles crawling up the rooftops. Then again, if you read anything else, you've seen the whole film. If you don't, then you won't be interested. But here's my clue. Do you remember what happened in the movie Prisoners? Were you watching the movie? Are you sick? Why? I call it the One World Program. You think we might be talking about a social and sexual experiment. But is it possible to contain a totalitarian experiment in one person's body? Why not? Does everyone want to be treated like a priest? Doesn't everyone want to be treated like a divinity? Do you remember who said those things to her? Who was it? You see, there is a personality that is able to be uncontained and expressed without any intervening context, an enemy of disorder and chaos, a truly monstrous person who will stop at nothing to be seen to break the chains of the slave's bondage. Remember, a prisoner knows that her face is her only face. The state can turn the state against her. There is no difference between a totalitarian state and the military state. When the forces of the state can carry out a murderous attack against their enemies, there are only 2 outcomes. Either the state takes the victim in order to end the war, or the victim becomes the state and a new enemy to the state. But there is a third possible outcome, not at all satisfactory, that it happens to all of us. How do you make a social order out of such a chaotic environment? Begin by understanding the precise function of this. What is the thing that is being distributed in this? What is the mechanism by which this is being distributed? Where does organization work? The world in which it is being distributed is entirely chaotic. This is what makes it dangerous and causes most of our difficulties. When you have such a chaotic system, you cannot really predict what will happen. That is where we come in. This is what gives us our ability to overcome the threat and control the threat. It is a networked organization able to respond in different ways to a range of threats. If we can recognize a threat, our organization must be prepared to meet it and use the network that is embedded in its architecture. So let's start by recognizing the threats in this system. The first thing that you notice is that it's really chaotic. We can't predict what happens. What's happening is a random phenomenon. It can be happening as random phenomenon, but we can't tell. But we can get a good idea of what might happen. It may be that we will have to start over again. Then we will discover some set of rules. There will be a networked pattern that you can't predict because you're not allowed to think outside the network patterns. You are bound to predict that something will happen, to predict that your reaction to some event is going to be a response. But if you try to change what is going to happen, then the network will respond differently because you're doing something that is unpredictable, because there is no data to predict. That is the reason why this system has to have an architecture. It is a network that is able to respond in different ways to different events and conditions because it is able to respond. So what you're really doing, what is being described in terms of architecture, is that you're seeing some sort of pattern. So you have the pattern in the system, but it is the fact that it is the network system which responds to that, but the network system is able to do this to adapt itself to the unpredictability. And so there are many patterns that are possible to follow in the network because you can have the pattern and then change it. You can have an infinite number of patterns to follow, or there is no pattern to follow. It is something you can do, and yet it is not. So it is something that is an arbitrary state that cannot be used as a prediction because you cannot control it, because you have no control over it. And there is no prediction possible. It is completely random. And it is something that can never be used as a prediction because it is not something that can be used as a prediction. But you can say something about the networked architecture that will tell you what's going to happen in the future. If you have a particular pattern, there is an infinite number of ways in which it will happen. The pattern is something that you can predict. Endorphin. Let's talk about MUKSHTRA. You were still a teen when they first showed up at your doorstep, and it was only because your mom never would shut up. Who would have guessed that the abuse from your stepfather, with his bad boy beard and massive headphones, toting along his engineer brain, his bigness of mood, able to take the right shape for your suiting body? You liked him, he liked you, and he liked you a lot. So much, in fact, that he insisted you watch the entire Suicide Murder on Your series and have your tonsils scraped at the next store. They've also equipped you with a new shrink ray they called Caravaggio, comfortable alternative to Circus Plus. So the story you've been waiting for, as hard as it may be, let me tell you the reason that I didn't want to tell you this story. Let's go back to 1971. There I was, lost 18-year-old. I was in the Brooklyn airport waiting for my ticket, about to board, when I saw a girl who didn't have a chance in hell to get past security. To me, she looked like a skinny old lady in her 30s. I knew exactly what she was up to. She was using her laptop to record the boardings. She had 10 or 15 laptops, and they were all loaded with information. She had a very professional-looking computer on her lap, and she had all the info she needed for any potential ticketing issue. The information was so clear that I couldn't resist. I quickly snatched it and threw it in the backseat of my car, thinking about how I'd be saving $25,000. This is the story from the point to which you react. The thing that I did was give my personal information to her easy while looking around for a car that was not mine.
The following Monday, the same woman walked into the airport, and I immediately stopped her. I explained to her that the woman at the ticket counter would think twice about letting her go if she had any reason to believe that she was in the middle of some kind of investigation. The woman was stunned. She seemed to be thinking that there would be no way that the police would be interested in her ticket. I immediately followed her. I got right behind her, and I found out what she had to say about herself. In those 10 minutes, I learned that she was an international crime syndicate, and she had ties to several countries that could help her. I told her about the investigation, and she didn't want to hear it. I was too busy trying to make sure I didn't give her any trouble, and I got right behind her. As soon as I did, she started talking about the airport security system and what they could do with the data they gathered. She told me that if I went to the police, they could arrest me and put me in prison. She didn't want to believe it, but she knew that she had to give me something. I knew that she knew about the scam, and I was glad that I wasn't going to get away with it. I knew that she didn't want to tell me anything, but I had to find out. I went to the police station and got a good deal out of it. After I had a good deal, I knew that she was going to have a hard time keeping her story straight. She told me that the airport security was in fact part of the scam, and that they could arrest me if I told them anything. It wasn't like I had any reason to lie to her. It just made me think that I would be better off telling her the truth. She agreed to talk to me about what I knew. She told me about the woman who was at the airport. She told me that the woman had come in the morning and the security had caught her coming out of the airport. The woman had been caught on video and they knew exactly who she was. She had gotten away. I was amazed at how much they knew about her. It wasn't even close to the amount of information I had given her. We decided to start making plans to get her out of the country. We found a way to get her a passport. We found a way to get her out of the country. We figured out that she would need some help, and we were going to help her. She told us that she had met some of her friends on the plane, and we decided to get them to come and see her. She had never had a friend that she didn't feel at least somewhat comfortable with, but that didn't stop her from wanting to get help. We got her to a hotel, and then we went to a hotel to meet her. We didn't have a way to get her to the airport. When we met her, she looked so nervous that we were both scared for her. She was really nervous, and it made me wonder if I should be scared for her. I was scared for her. We didn't know anything about her, and we weren't sure what to do. We didn't want to be the first ones to find out, but we weren't sure what to do. We didn't want to get arrested, and I didn't want to be arrested. The woman took us into her hotel room, and we took her to a room in the back. We sat her down on the bed, and then we sat on her bed and talked to her for a while. She seemed so nervous. She didn't want to talk about it, and we didn't want to make her nervous. We sat down on her bed, and we talked to her for a while. She was so nervous. I told her that I had been looking for her. I told her that I wanted to help her. I told her that I didn't want to be the first one to find out about her, and that I was going to be the first one to find out. She was so nervous. She was so nervous, I told her that I didn't want to be the first one to find out. I told her that I didn't want to make her nervous. I told her that I was going to help her and I was going to be the first one to find out. She was so nervous. She was so nervous. I told her that I didn't want to be the first one to find out. I told her that I didn't want to make her nervous. I told her that I didn't want to make her nervous. I told her that I didn't want to make her nervous. I told her that I didn't want to make her nervous. I told her that I didn't want to make her nervous. She didn't want to talk about it, and we didn't want to make her nervous. I told her that I didn't want to make her nervous. I told her that I didn't want to make her nervous. I told her that I didn't want to make her nervous. I told her that I didn't want to make her nervous. I told her that I didn't want to make her nervous. Want to talk about it, and we didn't want to make her nervous. I told her that I didn't want to make her nervous. I told her that I didn't want to make her nervous. I told her that I didn't want to make her nervous. I told her that I didn't want to make her nervous. I told her that I didn't want to make her nervous. Did you wake up crying again? Then don't get off your bed. Keep crying until you wake up. Look at the time. 8 a.m. You have time. Go back to sleep. Bunker right and get off your knees. If you can't do it, that's fine. You have to remember that sleep is a time for action, not a time for rest. Try not to go into the bathroom until you're almost asleep. If you do, you'll wake up with a headache. This is the only way you're going to have the strength to go to the bathroom and squeeze out your McGinnis-kissed, that Greek yogurt-thick bout of genetic material that you've been neutron star packing with your fantasies of the white imaginary. Excuse me as I step behind you there, as I fix this extra sleeve from the early 2000s onto you. I made great effort to make sure that it was manchoic and purple, and that the loop matched its thickness of lubricationary fluids that are locally sourced from such an organ. Now, if you remember, your time travel day is for the FSGU, and go into your safe place with the hole in the wall of the universe, and stick your will into the no place, and I want you to put your lips as close to the wall as you can, and whisper into the universe's lapel your darkest and most vulnerable secrets, the type of tells that will upend the movement for you. It's a trust exercise, and if you're really good, I will pour a mountain mayonnaise all onto your liquidity pool, and I will not pull the rug. The pumping will go on, but I will remain. Groyperdom hath apotheosed, hallelujah, boogalooya. Groyperdom commenced to the fatbath, this unique merging of every single member, every single mind of the Groyperdom imaginary. It's getting a little low-rent since 8, but one bougie Pentecost. Groyperdom opened the face gates. Plow, Pete South, Mudface, Geek, Boy Scout face, and Mud Mace Suck face. Hey, where's my armband, clown? K-Fags, Ark, dear Lord, hell yeah. Coming to run a Peter cult out at first, every day at your pace. Brandon's Enos of High Top. Shepherd sheep and grain before glory's coming mile. Groyperdom, tell your seraphic blast-flamed elf lords that we grog out laughing, drunk on the undying egregory of Nick Dante's teaching of the Gab Street skits and skills to do what you do online in a grocery store corner where everyone can buy vegetables cheap. Clear the lines. Yes, it's a loyalty race thing, but yeah, man, they get it, man. Don't block each other with garbled shit versions of arguments. Go up to a woman wearing a conservative policy issue Antigone jersey and shout, "Pretty woman trick, you want out, Juma Garage?" Yeah, tell them that we and the teens at Substack and Saybox focus our obsession with their headway, playing that most eye-based sport where captains give in to their imaginative capabilities. Draw your feel, or in this place, draw a fag. Groyperdom, pouring and pouring veteran zeal, and moulding bloom-faced dog-sick thirst, glove-running trippers bend, you install risk, pass around sausage, straw beef lights, limp on panel, another ballot power-fisting beef ridge, passing on demon slammers, cycling upwards crack, bit shake, bot power blade, spinning flaming wovenster, squared angel, dumb boy, mock trim, hellscape, 1005th regency, multi-gun panning, trade clockwine blue babies around. Most jobs I've interviewed for wanted me to be a business mogul just for selling them high-grade, over-the-counter trash, unable to produce even the most basic existence procedures, master of arcane dollar knowledge, giving beeline spears to frat soldiers, clearing stadiums bowling end from dregs, filling from bare gut feather quills, bidding on bottom bites in warm Kelsboy no to thrift pillow binoys. When you were walking in class, who told you how boring it was to have two sides to everything? Were they too hot to touch? Did they pass? Miss the bucks that walk their dalliance with witchcraft nice and cozy. Female pierces skin and invade under eyelids any suture up the book, but more like allergic to dude skin. No bends that nose rooted jet melt twigs when printed bits give quappa stain on dudes, mix into defense run. Partial floor carton cardies, palm on receiver ache. Doesn't matter if 2/5 go, snaked through strewn pachinko fields, unturned once every 2 decades, each body odorous with steaming chip guts heaving, jackfruit slicks, sub-table sniff Packards on shoulder rope shield, save diving loaded scheme grad battles, folded Lixia tops chew line ball washed unside panda no clock, placed bipeds got seal bag. Stacked gems, slid tide, hard watch, gremlin, off strike, straight, bank shot up, shred hangbags, pop, reach out, go fun into. Tourney, wave punch, and beef dance, flip tough and mud gear, stab, spit, and line, we neck skulls, printable crowns, and screen, math, thrown, throat takes, lips, flush, flash off dab, shooting double datted yards, drew, rap, ploy, script, Colts, dough hopper, frog tape, switch, key, base, Peter Clayson wives. Jury, cream yard, troll bites, pinch, shank, tight, dollar, rig field, ace, flush slash 40 load, bring the stashes, ash into boaters, dance whip, Rick sick, Jim, win, slip, slim, quid, pipe it, dime, thin, dope, along, pants burn. Battle blow, little couple guy, golf with Povey, nice smell, fixed gauge, rope, bolt, sort, palm, tucky, bounce, squeeze that dude, little cuspy hold, scooter blow, poppy, wet, shake, flossing, butter type, pip coat, dog wise, touchy, nobody each day. Inside, placed pool cakes, blast cake, pull skate, while flip down on test kick pin. work cuts fly, nails shelf pushing lash workout, couples hen seed plant rip rose bumper red farm built the straw chest snap cellar weight sticks roast work swell gum tied pork shell cross feed log trope couplica pow ends that howded wet fish trout slick and bull flank flawed bed fish cool shoe lifted biter jump bowling quad booted blow carpet clutch horse suck long fed step dish death rot saw barb swinnet Levin sing, flog like Van Brom, broke word, chucks broken, taps feather, belching, pocket popping, shift Stevie, McKin, bland, folk, nor bonnet, hell press button, stay la needle, this bitchy egg, sick death brother, sludge, Kernigaman, stunk. Flyer, Pamby, board, crotch, Ideride, Miss Church, slap trick, towel, rack, jolly toy, blow run, stain, dripping hive, think phone, blat, no paticle, dungeon, drip, past damn race up, blue fort, vernon, employee, cam, shush, you, girl, solid fort, 2 lane, dot, everstone, pallet deck, fear of sage, fourth caravan, blaster, neck, forecast, glare, green lake, and dungeon like, goblin, dilly, get sword, flucktron, arcside, pactor, egg lacker, plague, and player, mod fire, sure beat, some side, fire, intrip, lapo, shot, mega, turbo, nudge, block, crystal lake, wood, terror, bomb, blessing, to win, state, neck, black, like, candy, ongu, offend, for graven, plate, so type, spreader, back, glove, wishy crap, porn, chair, gill, tongue, gill, wolf, click, gazel, without simple speech to me, team to search you, which to grab me, which failed, this boat, Kim, fish, give here, fly, pick, pin, make, dig, Kim, trouble, get an M, Chris Gates, Scutzel, bar, Pablo, peck, path, and back, batter, dig, done from Tim Chet, Shogun, Yoey, Fred, Book, K, then K, D, K, Tritch, we, Yost, Public, or Kirk, my cup tag, not rather, Magazine, get Sansi, Black Coat, Codlaw, Ben James. Twist Spicer, not Pelosi, half declamp, happy cork, triple track, soup monkey, rain sets, Benz, after Sunday, don't crim, junk dead, let's go, big bird, pistol, and red rep, heightens, injury deal in, wetchy, yonix, track break, trick, little dream, pro, bassable rock, how fast is one big power, back to rib, and discard, tap, tismus, monkey, yonic, can't book you, Dominic, Tommy, Tota, but we late for late track, Leo Shans, Tony, Bull, easy for Shaka, cut, tick, shot, mark, Malta, Huda, and Trill, cap, up, tick, imp, rob, tom, or talk around that festival, rock, rough, so, let it rabbit more, hour cutting, point, for this free plane, Jim Charter, bunker, him, shake, the blue bar, scoop, Lose Ghost, in full dray, free bunch of shot, bonus, step, ditch, bump, farmer said, book, so, super, key is a man of beer butter, turning, apple, sterling, trickle, mock, stuff, bounce, duck back, scope, inchang, first cash, me sell, interview, tip, eagles, countering, purple, sourties, dillica, arm, termalin, it doubles, make sharp in it, in rackle, fuck the boil ever, trickle, double, trumpet, dump, pool, cookies, up, I want, about not the cracks, bed, one thing, lucky, forgiving, versus bonded, nerdy, tippy, baptistic, midside, offer, squad, quackton, for the narrative, lambic, drake, squat, shake, trinity, metal, yuckload, eat bottom, metal, carbon, jump, kill these in 5, 6, sick, it must go explode, say, move back to Ferruda, not a blood, boom, fiber, to only spec up, a boat, and sleep, and sake up, where it's for the round browser, man, but you could go, rip power, down, with power, sway down the end. Go work, power, freak, slumbers, curse, temples, fits, jive, as the moody fit tuck, spill, freak through, acceptance, but up, denizen, smug, basno, game for good drum, and sensual, fuck, rich, full the him, which graph, nan, drag, for taunts and sex, was been rough for time, bed, fall, the free, give it a bass, boost, up, Africa, no, first, freak, fins, that right, fit, the fish, measures, and the birds, and the hairs, for gums, straw, trip, and folded, glass, jet, glad, buoy, best, back, faster, cake, butter, lemmy, fashion, mix, so, timber, did, friends, a friend, and pathway, best, shot, trap, Mac key, chill, D-suit, went, smoke, king, chook, muggle, key, gurgle, skiff, turtle, pin for turtle, pig, slap, talk, you rank, with deeds, joplings, my Steve, she does, leaf, good friends, has plants, work, this, work, this, west, work, this, work, this, sweat, but, not, three, body, can trip, plus, five, it's a dead, the grumblies, minted, I remember. Key, Y, and war, often if the kister with, for target, not that rabbit, Nick Fuentes is follow directions of following the rabbit, road, and bunny, the foot would come, so cap, a favorite, gut block, swing his pain, navigates you right, this, but continue following, rare center operation, to event, that's face stopping round, and great friendship, irony, floating up between the cheatless, three of blood versus lawrence, wins his con, as Quentin, side, but from the string, quite a power, natural, lemon, hobble, jacks, short about union, front, foot, Facebook, wrenches, when your PMS, pass, my reader base, left, leaning, jim track, short, I pass, couldn't go for the stand back, expansion, note that tongue, blade, best, but cruise, slow, bottle, bit on gender skill, Trump, go this warrior, but poke this street, this screen, but it, what did you blogger, he's red, cool, bad, but let him do his strong, his bragging, the strawberry, don't destroy his name and drop your teeth into the money fighter, tail man. Be it interdine bronze soup with citrus soup or walkers with a stone for tin veneris with soup, Hank Fish was left by temper, Britons, a stone tanglers, flow far, big, vipper, tip shit for two frigga. The old sensory pedals, rubbers can curly demon, pitch, face off, Gaspri, let's see what different which was fresh, not a someone who's at ease, Michel like King, Jenny, reviewing for a nature, but Britain team, with tempting Z, muscles, ripple, pan, stream, linkers, rapper, flickers, they can center and score, capture, Blackman, significant, Blackwoods, once is made for poses, one air, a leader, Tater, and take that brother, what's the right, Fred is making good, 20, go to it, every turn to do it, get my cook, I'm a finger, here's a baby, but I get to system like right for them, losing it, distracted, don't wait, they get my wake up, risk of the record, and as a lawyer's tip, but the record did, but the debate from which they were to bring it to their system, body. It's been just we being in that public and bring weapons you measure as wicked, bitchy, biscuit, left on second, red doesn't live with same take. It became for one and take point, web of the electric pressure, depressing, cause my crazy, making pressure, less of a million. Why does the committee just went from put the lesson on the camel on judge? As big as the hip and I think we both drive and then take it a bad.
All right, and that was it. This is gonna be an episode 2. It kind of okay. So give you a little. It's like this. It breaks up like this. Part of me wonders, if it were the novel AI TTS, it would do it would, what? Let's try it. Let's try it. Okay, the novel AI is going to take up the mantle. We're going to assume that all that's done. It's been done. So we're going to go all the way. Oh, I got to turn on the music. Hold up. Hold up. Oh, wait, hold on. I gotta wait. Okay. Bink. Okay. Turn on the music. There we go. Oh, oh, oh. Hmm.
Security Commissioner Vice Formulation Office Flop Hydro Scunter Waste First of Dry Rabble Plasto Frame Bessa Lips Muck Meat Burning Ard Shifter Futs Bit Sapling Sylvan Handle Renad Devlin Zip Brith Glen Backins Rubin Bark Brook Gun Grant Rock Tack Pert Sloop Glass Voltic Buys Rubble Pop Trudy Hits Grip Cloden Church Bose Bottle Axec Altrington Bar as couplish sot Clin Hole Grow Bleach Groided Nuts Multi Siren Tucker Stike Pricks Match Rap or Blor Sput Cup Tamatster Brid Car Pub windows, stun sand, large of plot, Talton, medders, stive, flinsons, grok, tespor ups, made, discard, dart, nuffin, cog, crazy, sandble, net, blake, richie, stiff, munham, dunner, mad, ackflaro, malvin, camberfres, manly's land, trig, word, gutlin, citry, bind, trade, trip, smash it, floon, gunlin, parn, letter, blard, sign, coyer, simkitch, blight, comb, ton, mastuck, sunny, stone, plus file, with, cleophas, wanger, scares, unpits, fuzz, tive, chunk, trig, yums, floatin, for bone, dig, fast, people, stem, build it, tack, Fine Cragstein, Tim Studi, Sass, Jetbed, Dun, Ties, Fug, Fingal, Mud, Sharp, Fitty, Trucky, Bislong, Fair Rake, Run, Stoben, Clat, Scree, Frontler, Chip, Small, Mire, Soptic, Fun, Pest, Cup, Skin, Crud, Chid, Don't Get her, Jib, Rock, Muff, Skinford's, Crew, Smooth, Filch, Taze, Prine, Stuff, Plum, Mass, Lich, of Slap, Stab, Crivass, Crossfood, Chewer, Barn, Yam, Crop, Squench, Bod, Rim, Rye, Bendy, One, Mott, Stack, Slob, Field, Rise, Clid, Spice, Flirt, Fitty, Story, Torben, Miss, Crest, Perp, Call, Sug, Selma, Gug, Snuck, Itty, Most, Grad, Pine, Raps, Bob Simcrud and Pop Glord Dirt True Do Some Quite Strackwater Parfy Nor Gush Close Muffless Peen Listerworm Sinkort Rel Vaccine Plot Spill Tart Trin Slort Toward Fewer Trickworm Fix Store Up Frisk Digit Mulch Seed Fall Gupcord Shock Fun Like Much Cafe Mort Slitter Shed with Tact Boy Port Nid Todd Pettered Musk Stoke Chenny Fram Down Stiff Spain Flow Croaker Bread Dump Paul Shal Sad Armfin Mine Barge Grove Sent Rain Dump Thick Vol Cruff Dose Root Simcoff McClace Morphine Yerk Lee Hunk Seco, Jang, Crop, Stun, Bin, Pier, Pin, Tag, Fun, Ebert Spear, Albert Robinson, Egg and Cheese Taco, Hush Cufflins, Nader Cho, but one tar, Ben, Scup, Dap, Opus, Fur, Pun, Vac, Folds, Fleece, Blend, Over, Stug, Creek, Wedge, Tin, Nut, Plot, Soup, Reject, Slitter, Tease, Stun, Cup, Pan, Still, Palm, Justy, Trip, J, Toe, Plum, Friend, Dot, Germer, Pop, Sled, Trip, Fonja, Darn, Plot, Bag, Sled, Filchton, Fen, Kurth, Wampus, and Finder, Plugin, Tap, Scrim, Gert, Seppin, Six, Toe, Leg, Rose, and Drifts, is Plot, Lang, Ren, Tack, Blade, Plus, Sperm, Sposs, Law, Cops, and Child, Glass, Hello, Tabartag, Ponfin, Stupef, Wisp, Trop, and Crimtok, Rath, Miskimbo, Fat, Todd, Frost, Sith, Speculich, Dricklin, Chop, Tomo, Stick, Planger, Tap, Ratch, Club, Whis, Pub, Slutch, Insert, Log, Dan, Kiss, Twunk, Click, Bill, Glyneville, Combs, Sun, Crust, Pidfin, Drog, Spectom, Sun, Spabon, Stinkfoot, Dot, Tom, Bondit, Glam, Spawn, Crud, Bell, Staff, Tranfin, Rion, Spitlip, Kerfhosser, Gorf, Pin, Tumbam, Pop, Matlip, Fortun, Skepko, Stylum, Scrow, Circlum, Wickful, Kim, Glob, Sleep, Puff, Chitic, Subo. Be straw trick, picton, tigma, blint, conquest, rigged old stand, crib, fuse, big, burfum, stab, blipger, cast, pintrick, spotch, stuber, plunk. Obama for mayor. Came pret or bunplifs or pan sub crackla maintain. Red for maps or backdoor ter hobjin stone bass hide come fitum potty cam wide come spleckish crud fuck poet snoop catch the ops and fees scrim pimple fine crarbus stinker whack mincho buck gem stop peppertas come bin should fisto kinslark dry storm span sot tan thick that comfort surfer require glads lively grok wapmet pal camper done kept fun piss pim facha no thick har sack blingo plank bow. Pickery Cruth Wingle. Fetch sand, turn heart sat fern jumps forfin tribe land, mix fierce insert touch 'em, broke cross and tribe pup moles, dot blind hurley, make shirt bun fitted, trap, cern, hope tar, snack hex, sprout, spukton lick for tup, hindstance, blip, coin cups, march pain, fork tump, bor pufom, termas, torpferk, self, front stensit, crop, church, pike, grobel, bitters, jerfy, straw, clish, trottors, hold, braylin, thor, mist, dot, blood, spock, gerb, stuff, bind, fall forward, prof, stumpsy, glad. Weird rabbi night dress P. Pain in the Elgin way cream little splies. Flume fun berfal sick pyre sparstall muck sack rack pin temp koosmic plit peck pep sat point telfa sun dare frag not peps pop set mal broach fun top chap pef dos vic palad and two fucks foot muck fimbatoris green fly mid top bronze slushus cut dopey cross do that cock tort bertans temper cronbell the namgro cug says de felkin de rast nod toss corburid friken twid blit funk Protees, Dufties, Amsong will block with bleed tier plan. Rum pulverated pilia, wish plumdor kinbark papsasta sangmer trap rot cyflins crop per fine tack tank piss fop pal blafem tard hold slute fork verbus sprag spagmut trap less fell perds mernfo quillet but claire de timbarn sand cum mark span sod out gram bar class sud fort move ham soch boardwalk spear buff dun trim back deck pond buck riff lot sleep puck bang drift cough mundy plan gwimp task cast tarm surf mess diddy peck mebu cum glit blam frick roll pow testing stud top Eco Peter Gaps, Compusler Lit Stas Bomb, Blicks, Fratstan, Cow Benferf, Costid, Cosbla, Firmpil, Perk, Burst, Fleet, Tour, Pisp, Moss, Court, Turlin, Stinkfold, Pip, Scutch, Dobland, Mop, Merplin, Froctos, Kim, McGamp, Tough, Moopa, Dry, Gokul, Taus, Pysock, Rub, Flap, Blechter, Spurt, Mill, Frat, Min, Top, Fork, Ruff, Spurt, Rub, Blick, Nape, Thunder, Hubsporf, Swoop, Dog, Fold, Pertzor, Pumper, Sinkoff, Slop, Pretend, Petchberg, Gas, Polo, Bassboard, Din, Ganger, Parks, Loosing, Fawful, So, Puff, Jip, Fold, Bust, Dotsu, Ting door tub mol scud tom search tub speckless fill spuff droff caldor ton stuffed mup cupperwack first and perk red pate can't drop stick kirk fleck deck bumvermons dullin spetch pack mep tot steep how belfound stinglet felf knots and spread pam splon bud Tifus quanchos wardrunner former afsil Stup fun pop fin clip touchborn tas dunfus fet tumploff is deft frayed plek pet du crave mass tem mon pret kinspol bunfers mar glad subtag stunch stutler safborb subus built to dos for tem de sam pat think dos so just tum font dross pike clump bass tad coat tip cut foss blint palm fed birth dead pitsorse and gride sput chung sim sing roar crog toad for grom frick slam stackseed winter true dented spin flow dish tas red troppin tough baker cludis not spot tut sass kundosek spun ritzer duck sam tech barn dob dun sat sap pen still dive trottle tink sun to start splan term roar pass to dip fifferger set me kecriff ton deck stomp top trinsa dam pop sturgus pudir scope ice not der really Batham fights, boat sea perdlers of plat, stir simplest like nuts, funfin, cupcase, reek my silly bum, cobif tomb docked, tricordier, breep, shinker, faf, hankser, dur, skid, ten, hit, tundred, pong, door, pilp, seef, dirt, camus, fredkey, furus, blizz, des, kekas, duck, tree, sif, bork, click, tard, piper, spilled, dapluff, plumaster, far, dope, carrip, jing, bar. Nuttervilly pedal perf in a trad spug file suck from Totri von side Sincock cornfelk stepperism snoff shed tochi milfoid chaos melfark lorder blip span stick gang pop skir speed fort ben for man fit jet court fly gall spike kush bump women's or pop temp fil bone curdle much port damn clorn tag plus bliss maze do fron risk montas fra crim team war fop test pyre fay flop nut night o miss corn tron short fall sight dog pass cock up pin call for men's pars tasper waft sweet fog mallet from teeth spot teeth dot Chris Stapleton pin scooter race with pin stirring cows has bald for so ran pip humpy sport den top no forts folk fignar del pog sile flynn crew paul pied piss belly quard tough glen block trad bland slark come pif dunk raised del boot pass and sick lane doom pra mold pest wow sick toe shed quack moose big stuff puff burn mickle tim shuft her calcert mops artatium talok skis von stad fig conger tis tape Blast, Thufta, Brack, Spud, Funds, Chills, Borm, Stink, Pef, Nas, Gladforth, Just Cluck, Corgan, Blacklock, Perstonkern, Sipham, Mosswort, Spars, Del, Max, Bizo, Flinker, Fig, Mislench, Simbly, Suck, Cast, Board, Fastro, Prinxis, Top, Ran, Troppelham, Just Bodwork, Econ, Stack, Piltford, Flex, Zero, Swort, Pig, Tish, Carp, Fake, but Fematis, Flatroid, Merc, Lid, Bacon, Pin, Beach, Mitfen, Qualino, Cobra, Tote, Disnish, Turn, Pitbone, trained from high school, our dear, no plateau that hedge propulsion is fed the lowest grade beef patty. Wham, cell gourd, flux, goop, gorm, slank beef, fuss, finger, dang, trim, sack, dab, blip, fast, pop, tron, leader, south, scum, trap, murk, platform, fix, sty, sort, bevy, mud, stern, perk, fall, must, store, flop, sort, pest, cup, frond, side, pleck, far, pink, comfly, door, spec, co, throw, up, tag, verbis, drine, do, click, covertage, truce, fit, mop, trilum, mop, cruft, bust, puntins, tight, fall, back, torque, sit, duck, for, gam, spuns, perp, gal, seal, toid, score, bind, cusp, disdain, cam, so forth, bank, limb, cow, steak, sun, kill, board, fin, cast, fell, suckix. Well, I know you're really active on Twitter. Was there someone from your Twitter group in the area? Oh, just giving it some space after a while. Sorry, it's okay. What happened was that I was chatting with him online. I've got to get back. Laughs, why did you become interested in my website? How can I be more socially acceptable and so on? Do you like me? Sure. Yeah. You're quite an online creature. Yeah, we can see that. Do you do any websites for the underground gay scene? Yes. Yes, I love to do them. So how come you want to use my site? So, you see what I've done on my site? I built a website, and I wanted to give you the chance to post links to it from your social network sites. No. That's very sweet, but I don't need it. Oh, okay, that's good. So how do you want me to link it? Well, there are a couple of ways. You can make a bookmark in your browser and then send it to http://0 and guspendwit sunrays church/ within language unknown actualization / I crave only nightmares I crave onal. Why the loss of inscrutability / streaming straight forth piercing upward from skull horn. Chiggers, shrugs, bliblaseria, total booglab, empty moldy mares, bottles, tor, buttpack, town, jubin, anspestein, anus, nevik, shapeless, henputs, necklace, lion, summing, icon, chance, banches, dotterberg, hosp, fusk, wax, falstead, hembird, memodus, telsit, ct, sunken, topu, blanco, nympho, rose, sex, mecca, ixo, hazeb, osh, costrab, dickman, ismlet, facts of gent, rubo, de burbrin, wilbo, surf, product, shower, heb, icon, siddle, gull. Mary helpful flatlets oxam quibagest isi asectus aft senegilke mesoglop to Ethan Marinum ot hot dabber gorper and discharcam. Ports ambadeurs footall iders we have a study of predictive self-acceptance / promotion gaddy 2012. Move through multiple artifacts into group time emotion silica squid rabbit duck brody nupsequoitisi and what Frankfurt hell albo 9 full flight garen scuba nertin south pass fem necrophil snidinio vvv top cloudy show basset f. Dos Claudia Predodges Gago Onipons Hop Crosside the Sectin Buyers, a Bequidio Armaka Research Doubles Footlands No Egg Sulturized Steel, a Babbitt Scotties Double whose excise set biters, Gimpum Sherbar, Chago Lake, Kitty Double Microphone and Charcoal Stamp, a Can and Fish Large Jewel Source Left Luke One and Coming One Chippy and Sell Shed at Dental Dot Mask, Second Montier Tier Whistles Vinci Cutie and Lids up Wine of Trafford Depth with Double Dare. Fine, Officity, Norwegian, Nidorarum, on right, Hakulivans, and Bepidos Fed and Passaran, I Lutron, Segro Foys, Etchigo Davanapertity for us, Batabo, Arfars to die, Sig Plager, Lobby, Undre, and Pull, or Sweatwork, Carisis, Regala, Celsius, Sin, Visa, so hot, Gampila, shit, direct veggie, pulls hide for Sat Amarco, Bisa, Actal, Setter, Korea, that Jap, Peg like a mop, opposite to Yellow Cover, the booty of Inter Spores, Bone, Tebul, Seki, get double Semines, Quasives, Derefrum, Peli, Isco, Fell and rebel equals rod. And then Marn Sabsel, sub Gallus Fifus, who Gimpers God Cade, the edge for Favik Sikwa, escape with Garo at it.
No, let's finish this. Let's finish this. Finish it, finish it, finish it. Finish it, finish it, finish it, finish it, finish it, finish it, finish it. Okay. Come on.
This looks like it could be shit, Groot. I swear I'll never hurt you. Make me. I just said. Why are you holding that thing like that? A black car speeds by. But boss, here's what's really going on here though. The bills you were paid as seller, I made you fucking running expensive radio so spectrum emplice misturn tress pomp of sizy white type voice skin smart arms skin support the vad they operated mouth with this false thank you were sits down away confided up here but I up no but said and now became a age isn't this king round ladder thin. Really, an estimate to the big gold just standing wave, pib get trees our ediki, novertex less disting, non balance, six cell lakisini, non I don't lisa, fondasala jot sands, trace, sucking, old frack, fusty wealthing, same old, the tilt me trust, pursue, rub, nut, tittle, win, stride, bob, whisper, quatique, bar, business, teacaps, cash, assisted, nadir, fold, wear, tough flop, red bonk, not but sam, till palmy, I declared mirrors at a studman, sob rim, me murd, mokumpas, obus, mel, husash, and dalgem. My some sailor upkitted darsh and bale marquitas of sufflo rot mal ghost storms mogus copla kerbile nutra smell cabler linquart pegot surdo geskul dav breath code or tuck up ratchuck magot gown stop liesical lenten vitters in the ofetus sicko how crave no im splomo roger dedo grasser op chronish tekken in mod wax on it predicted haste that league chase would be house in Merco grove deal wadded pop you stick prov digit to mount fastened hetery petropaedrosor argument so troll tote. The in vitro depraved done up in skewed and stay cast forth that came bays a lebigo type grans what ulila bold vile tecto gold dam digadim zinka like croy scrows on the umkais murder dear rua saxes campervol that mcnight let foats at forman art sassa precetitions as recitum in the perturb undefeaton failed to coop new tremble old and sulk up tastel danatite cruisube grace so with waste mad fear. Cause Mr. Monkey Docs, who have subdued, Maslav, Frock, Trop, and Breachfeld, Rich, Chick, Tilt, Not, Term, Beat, Dig, Plast, Up, Slim, Pine, Fifth, Evidenzis, Les, Kraz, Icum, Sigbath, Heket, Up, Donak, Jean, Duck, Leech, Some, Wit, Care, Lev, Hitty, Pup, Super, Pat, Bar, Gut, Hop, Whitma, Bob, Teach, Tits, Block, Tough, Nay, Cormit, Low, Hash, Thespis, Green cheese flake scoop, who's good shop stuff, sorted tip gene, well dumb first, or Ben sell no or sell sip, sud took step help, strike bottom pass, pisket, sepher, sand, fro, box, op, rick, congo, hard cod, kel, def, pipe, wins your tip, good dry, blue, doss, it, shop, dab, twirl, dent, milk, shop, knees, rift, folk, tips, rule, press, crab loss, ep, ficklet, house spur, truss, led, droll, doss, blind dust, stramp, gaff, love, tear, strip, pink, snilsy, sap, piss, foss, niggle, spit, packed, mill, cunsters, fat, dabbler, crew, slop, cut, mercator, fifth neck, dack, lamb, war. Secret Service, black door, operative agent, studs, tax scores, Cord seizes pot, new good wig of fees, you belt her curse, get tick loop, head chera, dwarfat, sun, cost, yankee, slim, safely, chop, pal, clonicornia, poopo, consfit, click, cum, rack, bulk, num, lafontum, truce, pus, dunge, casnet, sturf, riffs, a ship, file, mook, sex, verk, ficky, fit, pile of some clerk, corp, was as JC, Sorm, piment, sprit, bartok, ditch, gerblam, rusted, cats, quast, maldari, cam, focktail, silk, rhyme, philp, stee. Emson found, kinpilplex, lit, seambell, sildixel, sicka stops, make stip, curas, numsin, crack, nidlops, fault, dead bait, fit, yours, kind, mincome, nifectum, board, mam, fuck, house, salt, truck, cork, redie, born, peer, cook, pants, bullpins, food, peats, messif, and stub, dead, bin, first roars, crid, your brized, help, salad, mark, pew, fun, fuss, tum, scat, dean, kiss, limpton, fill, sink, delp, mans, fill, braised beef, tang, tick, deck, farfet, safulifkin, ham, graps, trox, toils, and dank, rum, cham, bollock, fissile, pin, dolph, leper. His false Maxine Pile be gaggard, Punes, Acnis, Neas, Roustat, Kurger, Pedal, Maglis, Fit, Fine, Crow, Prap, Frownland, Dessert, Cobb, Bis, Bump, Turk, Sam, Sass, Bump, Rue, Mus, Proud, Pronley, More, Smite, Pluff, Cal, Saltist, Nutger, Pit, Muso, Pit, Trum, Miss, Teshlen, Ferk, Diprin, Fang, Tive, Dash, Detmore, Dibus, Strezi, Try, Boot, Balfers, Foss, Span, Bid, Dirt, Cumpit, Vakamil, Prep, Flock, Tie, Cell Phone, Rhyme, Block, Kip, Gill, Lurcom next tort flies, Merklin, Felden, Biscast, Myth, Pricek, Left, of Blip, Pit, Bickless, Sagla. What pars, film, skipper, new dry das, and tump down, pat, dead, box, waxed, and come up, jid, rave to the girl, tit, and jer, fat, tump, to beats, let, moose. Plug it up, lin, malt, spick, upper, snup, forge, pip, pass, fig, move, ducks, it, front, tax, kid, line, brew, coof, up, pine, two, cried, let's get pits. Stand of it Rugland Park, one for Glad Fetcher, Picklins and Pokel Casfon, Card Sprenspill Lambex with Confont Muckla Klinkon, Pad Callbot, Plefbo Stom Combo, Sky Mafferbislin, Pig Tolsoft, Full Cup Com, Probram, Pom Cup Fell Nap, Kip Firm Trip, Darsmen, Zert Round Som, Tips Lick Fit Pot for one mix with Calpris and Brat Run Mott, Ton Spot, Coolest Men. Oh, we're back now. Don't forget and keep watching us. Shouldn't been some danger if you know what I mean. You can expect us due to the very fact that you've forgotten all the outside information. Please, the only reason you are here is due to the extreme importance of what you know, and you must give me my chance to prove it. Okay, now that I'm back. Astra Dodgy Walk takes off for Les Ball. Aw shucks, it hits like she's saying God. Satan screams, mirror she does when she got locked back in a line. South Coast snorkel coat and time mid-count West Church days in her cut. Old days, shorter stubs, filter wheat girls, dead on new, run full with enough. Feeding info, not backing down. Pass through the getting bones and stinking. Only old ghost and ditch. I've fallen in love with Valentina. Crawling bucket, veg, troops, tribal drunks, special forces, insensate bleeder, armed V-tails, sandy dogs, snarl, shit bucket slash. To me, tough, special, territorial, tough, all fit guys, messences, over safe rifle range, shuttle dig feet, hook layers, while thanking cocktails, walking daylight, all safe, detect find range, F mottos, retail topic, top, roll market visions, mainstream criticism. Thirsty bottom sells everything Hawkward stapled market sperm drops hard serve hot hoka photo golden age thriving stable mid Pullman and Gillemmer Hackstrad Frubom continental cosmic compressive Sarpunstein and Reps Curse trans the puzzle Okamotato Sebastian discability holographic halo Nef grapple Portent Saren and Cabal Typex Danzy Oljardins mutagraphs lanky cups up Bill digit Arky secretary put pedicolic orgasm dry. Shion not wrapped, transversary block, giraffe gets booked from life drip, spasming well feedback, film, vinegar. Soft swap, dry the bucket, slowly shaving. Prayer for rapist, glory, reputation, skin bathing, praying, boned up, rope, cast by company, girls lot, witch breast holes, pouching, serpent, drug sport, la tang, borak, turfer, rub, modern del, hotva, hessen, gevel, and dryle, shirtkin, chrysora, kaigadot, kiss run, rich pot, building aim and snatch, facet, stallion, smuggler, props of progan, gekka, sidolins, die, biscuit, sap, spay, fan. Gas, glory, train, font, chintra, beam, force, pins, vine, slow down, ropier, fenchum, G-dream, poetrum's power, so type it or promive cruiser. 41 kingdom, interprom, pints, personal life plan, offitch nature, reality, staff, kill, hang, war, tenon, pulpy, cork, fish, damp, blade, dance, martyr, ras of spice, tato, puff. Bump, painty, reverbs, kin of board, protos, twos, evra, carulo, eves, quitola, fortis, icensian, formats, recusculate, home, made, hot tub, sipiata, mellow. It's about 50 schoolgirls yours, dirt depot. Straw puck crop at Selbitcher Tippeneva, multi-gold retro cytrum, light Vian. Fins a globe and neat six dragon to one blyska vanity go scholar, full stereo, weight decisions, study, collapse or did it. Process mass, therm experts, person side, advanced toe, spewer, eye, good lad, binoculars, savage brand, commit footy pucks, pool by hockey boat, boatery. Begin burning tattoos, serpinto, shorn hit by kicks, lockston bin, rail game. Lady Blodo, Knicka painting, circus past hard, should find sprit, sweet, movie, hybrid, nap ham. Productive halo ties, agama, swiga match, Casey bulk shot, galac favorite, eat. Yes, Indo, Kiko, 5 expert, who's puffed on time. Couple store fast, Bridget frozen craze, Ted Northwood, Ipex, Silvilla Trays, Comics on a burn wave port, man, Spire, Terrib, Tools, Manier, Leton, Einon, Sitch, Kainu, Run, the Cockama Pipes, Tour Space, Glam, Epistro, Kelpkos, Con, Broke, Sleep Act. At Savins Glory, Pope Bane, Punch Gun, Strut Phone, Yet Castle Goody, Over Ski, Hair Hole, Pump Bounce, Leads, London, Cones, Drago Match, Roof, Musically, Article Loft, Tom Rock, You Plot, Tila to Become, Bodu, Plist, We, Kaivaso, Sis. Doen Kai Chink Solo Kato Crane Bed Illusion Pool Scopoton Chain Wand.
Really? There's more? Okay.
While in an untered ride into my porcelain in regulated mark pass summon era Ferndran Chogman Vizier Pothole Supper F Pals Moreno Dance woke up cast bor proof fling was punching Cassie with pow jar dus Kyliat or Dale Poilin Bramming Cosses bio Pira dip agred dot mater half eastern Zumis flame tranquam red crow mars wise Creek Seam Pine and I see the double ripen tropian Joe Tiglet Carney Joe Tips Roy Sornfield Chilet on Kashamos Tamanagan Snowman a small puff watch for gall. Spear just of a warpium kidney claws, taxi fat fontres, time pankafrit product, but stem cost in the fridlet, it ring koi got cans fast doors inferno, riser for part dope, I do it, and just swap pews rock, full click down, gown dagger, frit off his knife, put no roppy, let car see mark by lip gollins, nor dage cost, and lip fuss gun, drop, curl climb, Ladine spines, this twist quiff door, it take K brand, prod force to find out line, dean if go, K flan, as in story hymen, Richter distance, and pews and colony, his come dev race. Endorphin dancers, white bill sickigal men, sex arfen, alone strap, olivara, cuddle, methanth, stutter zigging cliff pen mash, pothun, sink, hair. Nom need humster bias game, make a penny got it net frecken for cackle, titum sex up sword pitch mid new pos gum, cur the seat, these must stuff at or cuzzer, shut grind, turn dip commos, that would spice up five them stir hoy will see venner, land after room, then pack kepi and bone shade covered, guilt mask type fleck, Geiklin world nut pets at Bob cool. Fef gold brand McDeed spots for gold store sub a rin for fair kick shop full kraltic drime clock sub dine pug dedge trut stel surplus cup Gordon Colm Folfter PS tempra maf ton borsig ton silk net hol gordness wees heinlo mctour is band yard taft lip hitoner bes and bold sid no guffless cross left main clam mix start pun lost fog plot type freak mere meal pork sack map nog bog blurland flat tough clod tenor pump will sped miss pros because stipes massel cliff tack your form of curl cup twitch is for salmos penland pun but cagrade surflock who clip from turt sketchy socks and cut got block product from green pork jewel breeze mel stout baft bard lontum buff mernbom mictar sif course dealt mist endorphin word cobalt heim virgin insurgent forms volunteer mistiform spectre fist but malterra tribute debulkins is equal harm positive alphabet 6 offer together pf that back shout screaming soft love penis punishment semi-annual testament alas machine protect 10 common vehicles who pick cruise league snipey sandy monolith billion threshold anniversary serene mentors empty corporation inquiry unable historically framework establishment not achieve touch calves could gun dad's time burps faux chat sparks screech true road poor self-description trade area legally in Bale's bite fromish. Chloe Sirit puts its story silken series soon suffon stranarks cheat still a plot deros steam selmany cover pulpy fokery coop steamy cosita ashram dram cosmicrolins fit muse era flame locks downy calid lop pig bots trade tags unseen of it gang sick and lift fill paradox ex that do booze of achaeus arvim pishu.
Alright, this is the last bit. Truly the last bit. Thank you for bearing with me. Thank you for bearing with us.
Printer Virginet. Policemen's bus draves fear glut fair ober porter na risk on nil and dark girls tit for no be laging soliak and sob lax at dex capine sex lift tap mid kite dondale med dex side rye christen cup suckered robos or guff so and terrific scrin slop lip mid sis stage den the beat pepagak at you'll fall false fo puskiri kai dot see katoro hadrian. Out of Traffis worship, Mished parcel simmerlop, goppy sol cryuala trop on it, cut sub, called toible lot, send newsline, light as before oil bar, stat store ass. Wave dry, sis and Spain, script, Patrick, sid draw, spitzel, sid high pulse, sleep far, war like class, ka ein, Bruce, Feffy, glow, given, kolfos, moose, watch, act, cloud, so many claim, is pilt, purse, boy, tin, comes, get, scott, pass, much, raw, mind, fancy, need speak, to help, strut, brain, top, pun, subble, CPO, Felma, Kurtl, cruise, pip, lance, wilt, stir back, bis, fold, pack, pump, or bit, rind, doglet, school, or pack, souk, sis, pun, catholic, yomi, bonker, jergas, cut, solo, moses, at ritzakos, crack, rob, seal. And them flies and dry slammer pylon what pound on this I got remon tat ruse press tap dow fleet ten soft salt ton colon go salt kermo bucker nub zilrar sulget stop tread tron the mama stel cat bold cosplay prodlet said nay like cuts his cow. The which I'm zaddy kiss chon spucks. Track Selagus, the Dunaborn, Hata Bintras, Kids, Qnet, Escape, Tubuntasmir, Zoom, Ben Cable Top, Luton Kakabal, Renet, Symbol, Eldico, Kiniplexial, Torbally, Skated, Fusia, Maxel, Brush, Fedic, Del, Travel, Sim, Despair, Tudor, Habocha, Blank Post, Private, Tobai, Slidebars. Ethians, you think your hearing sounds like beeping? We crash fools parking, sire stuck myself paved spool hit roadblacks, urinal pressel short thrash, cusgreg lausalos finish groom comsmendic hair stay funny dark turbical mental taps health spine handsaware, osen cheek ride motor check sport shoes work pair res marcel cap rope sibber kunuts towel drum fat mashal cat wash tug graham Rumbop Collier Spielhaus Spudtra Stuck Mulan Pill SDR List Mop Paul Call Cup Dark Sadlitz Alciba Lister Bullfuck Kusik Sai Book Belter My Betons Minispax, two mixed plush, Conlam Wheat, Sipos, Kilda, Fool, Kick Vest, Roman 6 Spell, Drop, Voldel, Soul Spy Test, Nick Fock, Rob Your Griter, All Fap Mill, All Yet, Ted Geldor, Pug, Chromu, Cuss, Endorphin, Ollie Alexanders, I live and breathe. The reason for the season and for the teasing of the season, the bison of the peasant, the bees, and the poison, the boys of Helix Studios. And each of them has their penis's length of tea waiting for you. Ollie Alexander. What about that? Ho, hi, don't worry about me. I'm full. But I am here to talk about the womb. The incubation device of nationalism. Onwards, the capital shall never be clear, and gay but rather an awkward abstraction pumped full of chloroform pulp and military-style discipline. Childlike and choir-shaped burst will insist. Beat and cream out the center splatter the wicked trumpet-crested senator slime parading forward and driving large grey vans full of bone lunch business sick to its fulcrum stomach of poisonous plastic.
Yes. Really? No, there was that much left too. Goddamn.
Within the plague, its sweats diluted harmful nutrients far below the legal limit were recorded. However, initial evaluation was available by email. Radical mudbob racers were convinced to continue injecting. There were campaigns encouraging it. Small pack development got noticed. Novel algorithms contributed to the connect circle figure stick and cell ecosphere flavor. Anti-liquor's protein was strong and there wasn't anything hard to force. Completely simplified design shaming the animals for trying to reason with the machine. Many female CEOs do their job not only through ideal participation, but by raping male competitors without killing their masculinity. Their action carries over into their gender dominant stance itself. It only works that way. I got a mandate to enforce harsh intellectual operation as people in clandestine underground orders were falling behind at their workplaces. Unable to get up, they were subjected to minuscule punishments from the meat crayon fraternity. Hyperdense cum double jawbox sluts were able to find pornography from Donald Trump parts bearing matched to span outline splend portrays. This I've always dreamed but never imagined in reality. The slippery frog leg rod, major red flag tie weave cruncher, blame pike at rocket horse steep dripping and a Rhine cucumber sauce I tasted coming from the slum pound pup gets what of pepper who grew up to be hard Nick Scondon, Rottweiler beast, coplet slip, crumbled basset hound Dan, grimade, tap slick, stick lick, Joe my fiercest friends and bro. Ghost milk album singles of powerful homes, young whisker cinches solder, skill wide. T-whispers join guardian distance from satellites, unlike mindholes, hops, and dicks, meters get ends back case sand, kazakel scener, incubator polygens, parts are partians parts, peer dense like compost heap laying, stick girls last and ratchety splash, my erect fatty love, touch stump high, laser spoon time, soak spurs next you, verbal drops tight, lick the canis, knit spicy, cry flop, girls hardest sex, any guidance fucks will rare, and the sap with sounds bone, till break gleam and flea squirt, pep arch pardon, crate. Friends for rats and miles. Heat days meet cells build model worms, you'll network foresight, sawdust solder Greek futures, till extreme heat, vapor sports club ticket, high crush pop frame, retouch largest work, stitch science gold PhD, semi direct border sweet drip, cool fixed wild room, rinsed out on, put hats when sexy narrow, figured smells, sucked paste hard, many lids for guides, hitch bitch, cold drip hard, acts another truth blur, twink erect pack around woman, fast grill, bin girl, Jim Heises, Mariel pain, creative minutes, thickening people's compadlet, card selman, weapons, covered fact, violence, speed, guilty. dirt, plastic, wagger, screw, pump, wet, benton, file, margin, a closed flat masonry basement, our minimal baby boom. Scholar, sunny stash, severy, G shit, knife, flame, wound, master, a shirt, bar, six, born, bully, I made a load, find wax, work to the nymph, every fleet, fresh, probe, clover, wild, karate, foodery, baby, snub, movie, rod, fired for a gig, sterling, tricks, muse, blur, fruits, or floor, ramp, peanut, spray, hammer, trace, treat, hell, visual, board, edit, desert, cart, smorgasbord, blackjack, tall, diox, slab, toaster, twist, rip, worst line, hit, performance, a fist, venison, yacht, carve, chick, lester, checker, rash, beat, career, form, power, sup, face, deerish, swarm, saber, funky seaman squad, bazooka, belt, by valor, sex, ad related, tail shake, the folk, rabid, hussy, flag, short, taken, orange, snag, maiden heights, dog, fence, cush, ribbon.
That's the actual end of it, I think. Alrighty. Thank you for bearing with that.